Cryptids are near-mythical creatures that have been reported around the world. Some have been caught on film, but never captured. The tales of these creatures have been passed down through time. They actually have some basis in truth, but until they are captured or proven false, they only will exist as myth or local legend and folklore. Join us as we go in search of some of the most famous, infamous, and lesser-known cryptids around the world, and do a little fact-checking and myth-busting along the way. And for some extra fun, find our mascot Ned hiding throughout the video. Werewolves. Werewolf tales can be traced back to ancient Greece, where writers like Herodotus wrote about the Nuri tribe who transformed into wolves for several days once a year. But the modern idea of werewolves who transform during the full moon or are allergic to silver developed during the medieval times. Most of us know about the witch trials around that era, but werewolves were equally as feared. A nighttime security camera in Argentina caught a mysterious creature on camera one evening, and nobody had an explanation for this dark, skinny creature that looked taller than a basketball player. Once all the regular animals of the area and surrounding zoos had been ruled out, the internet started coming up with their own theories. Among the top choices was a hairless bear or a chupacabra, another Latin American cryptid. Though it doesn't look like a typical werewolf, it turned out to be a digitally manipulated image based on a piece of werewolf concept art for Harry Potter that was not used in the movie. Winged humanoids. Tales of flying humanoids go back to the beginning of human culture. Even before Cupid of the ancient Greece, there was the Sumerian god Lama. On the other side of the world, at Tenochtitlan, Mexico, there were temples to the Aztec god of war Huitzilopochtli, named after the local Huitzilin bird or hummingbird. So tales of flying humanoids are not new. But a new one did appear in 1966 in West Virginia, USA. It was first seen by a group of men digging a grave in the cemetery. Several other encounters were reported at night by drivers, and one was reported by a man outside his house with a flashlight. They all said its eyes glowed like bicycle reflectors when the light hit them. Its face was described as owl-like with 10-foot wingspan and standing 7 feet tall. Some people have begun to view the creature as an angel or demon because sightings seem to foreshadow events that impact human life. For the most part, sightings have been centered around the same general area in West Virginia, until a strange photo was taken by a man near Phoenix, Arizona in 2017. It was posted to Facebook, and the publisher just asked what people thought it was. The consensus was an angel or demon, possibly the Mothman, or the much more simple explanation, a tree. Looking at it again, what do you think it is? Modern-day dinosaurs. Dinosaurs ruled the Earth for millions of years before an asteroid led to their extinction 65 million years ago. But could some of them have survived? Though it never happened, movies and TV shows love to show humans and dinosaurs together. And sometimes scenes from those movies get passed off as current-day monster sightings, like this one from a movie called Poseidon Rex. But in modern-day Africa, there are stories of a dinosaur cryptid living in the Kasai Valley. In 1932, a Swedish hunter was tracking a pack of elephants when he saw something else in the bush stalking the elephants too. The creature jumped at the herd, and the hunter trained his gun on what looked like a smaller T-Rex. He fired 3 times, and the creature ran away. As the hunter walked back to camp, he came across the animal again. This time, it was feeding on a rhino. He pulled out his camera, and this is said to be the picture taken by the hunter. Though there have been other people who have gone in search of the creature, there have been no other confirmed sightings since, though the stories still persist. Loch Ness monster found dead. Did you know that a saint was the first one to bring the story of the Loch Ness monster to the world in 565 AD? While walking along the river Ness, an Irish monk came across some villagers burying a friend. He was told the man was swimming and was attacked by a water beast. This story was written in the life of Saint Columba, about 800 years after his death. During the times of the dinosaurs, there were even bigger creatures living underwater. Nessie is thought to be one of those plesiosaurs that somehow survived extinction. Local stories of the creature have been around even before Saint Columba. Plesiosaur bones were found in Scotland in 1844, but they weren't recent. And the most famous grainy picture of the monster in 1934 is thought to be of an escaped circus elephant swimming with its trunk above water. But what about all the other sightings? Over the years, boats have used technology to map the bottom of the Loch Ness, and sonar has been used to look for any large animals moving in the water. Scientists have taken water from Ness and other monster-free lochs nearby. With today's technology, they're able to identify all the plants and animals that call the loch home. They found nothing close to the DNA you will expect to see from a plesiosaur, though. The one unique thing they did find in Loch Ness that wasn't in the monster-free lochs was a lot of eel DNA in every part of the loch. Is the Loch Ness monster just a giant eel? Maybe time will tell. Elven road rage. Sometimes the belief in cryptids or mythical creatures can affect an entire town, whether it be by tourist dollars, annoying news media, or even the inability to build a road. Surprisingly, there have been several court cases that have involved cryptids and mythical creatures, especially in Iceland. A survey showed that 54% of Icelanders believed in elves and their power to do good or evil. People regularly protest on behalf of the elves since they do not have a voice of their own. Lawsuits and protests on behalf of elves and fairies in Iceland are so common that the government has a 5-page standard reply when the debate comes up. But when does the topic come up the most? Typically during the construction of new buildings or roads. When construction is to be done in a previously untouched piece of nature, elves must be taken into consideration. In 1970, a road project was stopped completely because it was said to pass through an elven area. Ever since then, it is said that the elves protect the people of the village because they help save the elves' homes and the homes of other magical creatures that inhabit the forest. Deathworm. The desert is a very inhospitable place where very little life exists compared to a jungle. What little life there is usually tries to find a way to hide during the hottest part of the day. But in the Mongolian desert, there is something even more dangerous than the sun. Among the nomadic tribes in the area, there are stories of terrifying cryptids with some amazing abilities. A worm is not the first thing that comes to mind when you think about the desert. They tend to live in moist climates, so they don't dry out and perish. But I guess if you are 2 to 5 feet long and have superpowers, the Gobi Desert is no problem. The Mongolian deathworm is said to live underground and only surfaces to attack by spitting acid at its victims. Like an electric eel, it's also said to emit an electric charge. But what is its most amazing ability? Psychic powers. There are stories about the deathworm being able to kill a person just by looking into their eyes. So if you're going to the Mongolian Gobi Desert, bring lots of water, close your eyes, and if you feel rumbling under your feet, run for the nearest rock. Does this sound familiar to anyone else? Phantom cats. Cats are cute and loving, but phantom cats are terrifying and vicious. Cats play with strings or bat around balls. Phantom cats play with their prey and bat around livestock. Cats can be vengeful and sometimes seem like they're plotting how to dispose of you. Phantom cats do that though. Phantom cat is a general term for extra large cat cryptids seen from Asia to Europe. Reports say they resemble cougars or jaguars and they are known to attack livestock. In the UK, there was even a cash reward offered for the beast of Exmoor. When that failed, the military was sent to hunt it down. Some soldiers said they saw the creature, but it was never caught. Though there have been reports in jungles and forests around the world, none have ever been captured. Well, there you have it. I hope these cryptids don't disturb your dreams. Next time you travel through the forest, near the water, or maybe in the desert, well, even in the city, have your camera ready. That way, if you capture a cryptid, you will have strong evidence of its existence. Enjoy exploring and tell us what you find. Until next time, and thank you for watching. Remember to click the bell icon after you subscribe so you can get instant notifications of all our new videos.